Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Let's talk marriage with the Manleys. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, come on in. As you're coming in, come on in. Let us know that you're out there. Thumbs up. I see the thumbs up.
All right. Yeah.
Glad to have you. Come on in. Come on in. Good to see everybody. As you're coming in, go ahead and like, share, and tag someone. Hey, Nikki, Nick.
Right,
How are you? Come on in. As you're coming in, go ahead and like, share, and tag. It is Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys.
We're back. Huh?
We are super excited to be with you on tonight.
Yes. Always a blessing.
Always, always,
yes.
always. So go ahead and as you're coming in. Hey, Nick, that's right. Good evening, family.
Yes.
Good to see you. Come on in. Tell Ray Parker we said hello.
Yes.
Bishop Ray Parker. Thank you for sharing,
Camille,
Nikki.
right?
Hey, Camille. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Nikki.
Yes. Thank
you. Come on in, everybody. As you're coming in, it's Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. Come on, come on. We're going to talk marriage talk tonight. Come on in. Let's talk marriage with the Manleys.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in. As you're coming in, go ahead and share. Go ahead and like. Go ahead and tag somebody. Let them know that we are on.
Yes.
Put somebody's name in the box and let them know that we're on. Yes. That's right. Come on in, everybody. As you're coming in, come on, let us know where you're coming in from. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We're good to see everybody. So glad to see you.
Yes.
What'd you say? Up close?
Oh, wow.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on in, everybody. As you're coming in, let us know where you're coming in from. We are on tonight. Super excited to be with you guys again. It's another Thursday.
Yes. I mean, time goes by fast.
Doesn't go by fast. The week goes by just like that before you know it. We are here at Thursday again.
Yes.
Super excited to be with you guys. So come on in so we can get started. Yes. Let's talk marriage with the Manleys. We are on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in. Come on in. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Let us know that you're out there. We're going to get started in just a few moments.
Yes, give some more people time to come on in.
Yes, we'll give you time to get in the room before we get started, get talking. Guess what? It's good news, good stuff we want to talk about. And we don't want you to miss it. You know, we want you to come in and miss it. So come on in the room. As you're coming in, go ahead, like and share. We're going to be sharing tonight on Misconceptions Part 2. We're going to be talking about misconceptions, part 2.
Yes.
Misconceptions about marriage. Misconceptions about all of the things that people think in marriages. So come on in. Misconceptions. Right. Hey, Dolores, good to see you.
Yes.
Glad to have you join us on tonight. Good evening. That was a very nice video you guys did for us.
Thank you.
And it was run on today. It's supposed to run to yesterday, but we ran it today, so we're happy it is out there. Amen. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Go ahead and like, share, and tag someone. Let them know that we're on right now. It is 8 o'clock, and it is Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys.
Yes.
We are super excited to be with you guys on tonight, and so we definitely want you to go ahead and like and share this tag. So again, we're going to be talking about misconceptions. What kind of misconceptions are in marriages? What do people think, especially as singles preparing to go into marriage?
Right.
And sometimes how these misconceptions can hold you up in your marriage process. Hey, Doris, good to see you.
Yes.
How those misconceptions can really sabotage a good marriage.
That's right.
And a lot of times we allow misconceptions to come in, and before you know it, you're living out something that's not the truth, that's not a reality. because of what we think or what we
Yes,
hold
yes.
to ourselves.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Doris, good to
Hello,
see you.
Doris,
So
yeah.
good to see you. God bless. God bless. So let's talk. Hey, Kenny, God bless you. Good to
Yes.
see you. Let's talk marriage with the Manleys is on tonight, and we're going to get started talking about misconceptions. Misconceptions. What are those things that we hold as going into a relationship that are misconceptions that we should not be thinking as we go into a marriage?
Right. And basically we started out last week, we were talking about one of the misconceptions that, if I get married, I will no longer feel lonely, that I'm alone, and so, that was a big one, because we believe, a lot of times we go into marriage, if I'm gonna marry someone, and so, they're gonna make me feel complete. They're gonna make me feel whole. And so we want to add on that, tonight as we move a little further in another misconception. And so what we want to talk about tonight would be the misconception is that love will keep us together. Think about that.
Come on.
Love will keep us together. I believe there was a song that said love will keep us together.
Yeah, it was by who was it? Who sang that song?
I want to sing that.
It goes,
Love, yeah.
Love will keep us together. Love, Sonny and Cher.
Yeah,
Sonny
okay.
and Cher. Some of you all know about Sonny and Cher. So yes, that song, Love Will Keep Us Together, was a very popular song back in the early 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people getting married thinking that, well, if we love each other, we're going to stay together.
Right, but the question is, think about it. The two individuals who was singing that song, did they stay together?
Oh, no. Camille says Captain and Tennille. That's who it is.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was
Thank
Sonny
you,
and Cher.
thank
Thank
you.
you for correcting us on
Thank
that.
you. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, and so, yeah, that's a wonderful song.
Yes.
And you think about it, we all go into marriage with that concept. That love will keep us together. And so if you think about it, if that's the case, then why are there so many divorces?
Right.
If it's just based on love.
Right. And why is it that so many people say that I have fallen out of love with my spouse, or I'm no longer in love with my spouse or with my significant other? People often say, I'm no longer in love with you. And so if love was the basis that could keep you, then how is it that you can fall out of love?
Right. And so I like that because you think about it, when I hear that word love, I believe you can love so many people, but you only can be committed to one person.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Let me say that again. I believe you can love many people, but you only can be committed to one person.
So in other words, your love, your commitment to loving this person.
Right.
So I'm committing to loving this person, which means I'm going to stay in this relationship with this person. Okay?
Right. So, when you think about committed, it's about, being with someone, being with another person. So I'm being with you. I'm with you. I commit myself to you. But when we talk about love, love involves having an affection towards someone.
Okay.
Having a feeling towards someone. And so as you mentioned earlier, we talked about being in love and falling out of love. And you think about it. We don't always feel loving.
That's right.
We don't always feel love towards our spouses, if the truth be told.
That's right. That's right. Your love feeling changes.
It changes.
Your love feeling will change from day to day, because feelings are fleeting, right? Feelings are fleeting. They come and they go. And so because you feel loving today or in this moment doesn't mean that you will remain loving in the next 30 minutes or the next 40 minutes. And your expression of love is what is being challenged. And a lot of times people don't understand the difference between my feelings and my love. I feel in love. Well, your feelings will change. If in the morning they do something to you or say something that doesn't feel good, are you going to stop loving?
Right.
And so that whole idea of I'm in love with you or I've fallen out of love with you is is a big misconception that marriages are held together on love only.
Right. Because think about it. Because when we were all dating, we had this feeling that came over us, overwhelming feeling. You know, we begin to feel, you know, affectionate towards that person. You begin to feel love. And so, but when you got married, somehow for a lot of us, that didn't remain.
Right. But you know what, Pastor? Some of that wasn't love. Some of that was just infatuation. If you think about it, some of us were so infatuated with the person, right? We were so overwhelmed with what the person looked like, what it felt like, especially if you have been out of a relationship for a long time. You hadn't had a person that reached out to you, that you hadn't, especially women who've been single for a long time, didn't have a man who was interested. Now you have a man who is interested in you. There's a certain feeling of validation. There's a certain feeling that comes like, oh, wow, yeah, he really likes me. And sometimes the man is so infatuated with her beauty, so infatuated with what she looks, that they think that they're in love, but it's merely no more than just infatuation.
Wow.
And infatuation can blindside you as it relates to really being in a relationship that becomes a loving relationship.
Right. And so I like we use the word infatuation. So in other words, when we get married, a lot of times the person we were infatuated is no longer there, because now you get to see who they really are.
Right. Right. It's like we used to hear all the time. The person that we have in our head and the person that's in our bed are often two different people, because we have our mindset of who is going to be who we're going to be going into a relationship with, because we have a set mindset. And it doesn't mean that person can't become a wonderful person that you're in love, that you are committed to, but you cannot go in with a fantasy about who this person is going to be. And that's what we often do. We go in with fantasy.
And so, you know, as we talk about love and commitment, so love requires you to feel, but commitment requires you to do.
Okay.
So now, if that being said, I would like for you to read a few of these wedding vows. Y'all know when y'all come to a wedding, and then the man and the woman has to read vows towards one another. But I want y'all to hear this.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm starting here. It says, do you take this woman to be your wedded wife? And do you earnestly promise before God
Keep going.
and these witnesses that you will love her?
Stop right there. Okay, and then go down for the woman.
All right.
Same
It
thing.
says, do you take this man to be your wedded husband? And do you earnestly promise before God and these witnesses that you will love him?
Okay, stop right there. So you notice it's asking the same thing for the man and the woman. It said, do you promise? So when we think about a promise, it's saying, are you willing to make a commitment?
Come on, that's good.
Are you willing to make a commitment to love, but not only to love? Go back up to the man. Go back from where you left off.
It says that you will love her, comfort her, honor, and keep her in sickness and in health.
Now that sounds like commitment to me.
Yes.
So it's saying, okay, you go ahead, you promise to love, but you just can't stop at love.
That's right.
Because you have to be committed what?
To comfort.
To comfort.
Honor.
To honor.
And keep her
and to keep her.
In sickness and in health.
Okay, keep going.
And that forsaking all others for her alone.
So that's what we say when we're committed. Say, I'm only committed to you.
Yes, yes.
Which means I'm forsaking everyone else.
Right.
And the same thing for the woman. So now, for y'all who just coming in, we're talking about a misconception, part 2. That most time people believe that love will keep you together.
Come on.
And that's a misconception. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have so many divorces.
And so many people saying, I have fallen out of love.
Right.
Or I'm no longer in love with you.
So
that's not scriptural, and that's not Bible. Because you can't fall in and out of anything. You either gonna love or you're not.
Right.
You can't say, oh, I'm in love with God today, or I'm out of love with God tomorrow. No, we don't do that to God. We don't say that concerning him. We say, oh, I love God. You know, it's a song, we say, I love God. You know, and if you love God, then that means I'm making a decision to choose to love him, to put my to put all of my affection or my desire towards him. My desire is for God. My desire is for my Father. My desire is to be with you. My desire is to be in a relationship with you. And so therefore I pour my love on you.
Right.
And that comes through the vows that you take.
So in other words, as we talk about commitment involves love.
Right.
And so now you talking about us loving the Father. What did Jesus say in John 14 and 15? He said, if you love me,
Yes.
keep
Come on.
my commandments. In other words, keep my word. Be committed to my word.
Follow my word.
If you love me.
Yes. Come on.
You know, why? You know, call me Lord, Lord, and don't do what I say. So he's saying, if you love me, you know, keep my word. Abide in me, stay in me, remain in me. That means stay committed to me, be devoted to me. You know, we're talking about commitment. It involves dedication. It involves being devoted.
That's right.
It involves faithfulness.
That's right.
It involves loyalty.
Come on. And all those are the attributes that should be in marriage.
Right. It involves being, fidelity. Not infidelity, fidelity. That means faithful to a person.
That's good. That's good. That's
all
good.
that is commitment. And so that's what when we stand at the altar and give those vows, we're promising to love by doing certain things, by doing certain duties.
Right. And love, while it is a 4-letter word, should not be all encompassed in your feelings. Yes, on your wedding day, you feel overwhelmed with excitement of what the future holds for your relationship. And you go on your honeymoon excited about what the future holds and to be with that person and all these wonderful things. But at the end of the day, when you come back off the honeymoon, is the love still there? And many times as time goes on, people who you grow older and things change, it doesn't mean you don't love. It's your love has to learn how to expand. Your love has to learn how to grow. You know, when we first came into our relationship, I think I loved you, but I love you more today because I know more about you. I've spent more time with you. I've spent more understanding who you are, and I'm growing more to love the person that you are. I'm not in, see, can I say this to my single people? There are a lot of singles there are a lot of people out here who are in love with being married. Right? I just want to be married. So I'm in love with the idea of being married. Right? And you can't be in love with the idea of being married or love the idea of being married, because when marriage doesn't prove to be what you want it to be, then you will shrink back and say, oh, this is the wrong relationship for me because I don't feel love no more.
Because now there's certain things that are required of you.
Right.
In the relationship.
Right.
You know, and I always tell singles, you know, don't get this conception, this idea like, you know, everything 24/7, that we in each other's arms 24/7.
Right. Come on.
That's not realistic.
Come on. Because
You know,
people think that.
People think that because there's a lot of things that go along with marriage. We have responsibility. We have duties.
Yes.
You know? And so that's when the commitment has to kick in.
Absolutely has to kick in.
You know, and so so in other words, when we talk about commitment takes your eyes off of you and puts it on your spouse.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's saying, I'm committed to you. I'm committed to your well-being.
Yes. And do I love you, the person? Right? Because a lot of times what we do, and we say stuff like, I'm not in love with them anymore, or I don't feel loving towards them, because we dislike the behaviors we've seen come from that person. Right? And I've had to learn, and you have to learn this, that behavior doesn't determine who they are. It's just behavior.
That's good.
And behavior can be learned and unlearned. Right? Behaviors are learned and unlearned. And if you base your love on their behavior only, when they misbehave, you won't love them.
Then if that's the case, then that means did you really love them?
Come on, that's right.
Because, you know, a lot of times things happen in relationships. You know, we have ups, we have downs. But things happen in relationship. And then the thing that you normally you hear people say or couples say, I thought they loved me.
Right. Right.
I thought they loved me. Like, how could this happen? I thought they loved me. And so, in other words, if they loved them, this wouldn't have taken place.
Right. Right.
So, because if you're committed to somebody, you're mindful of what you do.
Right. When you're committed.
When you're committed.
Right.
But like I said earlier, you can love many people.
Come on.
For different reasons.
For different reasons. That's
but
right.
But you only could be committed to one person.
That's right. That's right.
And y'all have to know that. And so we have to know the difference. Yes, both are needed in marriage. Love and commitment. But as we talking about love is not enough. I know that doesn't sound right. Love is not enough in itself.
Right. Right. Right.
Because how can you love without being committed?
That's good.
But you can't be committed without loving.
That's good. Say that again. Say that again. Y'all write that in the comments. Say that again.
I'm gonna say it again. How can you love without being committed? So in other words, you can love without being committed. Because it's a feeling.
That's a feeling.
Our feelings go up, they come down. They change with the weather. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Come on. That's good.
But you cannot be committed without loving. Because if you're going to be committed, it involves love. That's what we said the vows earlier. You know, do you promise to love them? And if you promise to love them, you have to do certain things.
Absolutely.
As the proof of your love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so what happens is when we have all these divorces, you know, we stand at the altar and yes, and it looks wonderful.
Yep.
The ceremony, you know, you say your vows, you exchange your vows, and you believe they love you, and they believe you love them.
Right.
But somehow during the course of the years, we see divorces.
Yes.
And so the question people have, they're saying, well, how did that happen if they love one another?
Yeah.
So it takes more. What we're saying, it takes more than just love.
It takes more.
Because you're looking at two people here. The reason why we're still together, because we're committed to one another.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love her,
yes,
but I'm more committed to her. And then I express my commitment by loving her.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And so it's important, and especially for our young people, especially for our single people, to understand that love don't make love I feel loving for him. I want you to get your terminology changed, because when you say because feelings will change on you.
Yes.
You know, the way you feel right now, listening to us on this line, and the way you're going to feel an hour from now is going to be different. Your feelings are fleeting, but your commitment to being in a relationship. And when you're committed, you don't want to do anything that's harmful to the relationship. When you're committed, you don't want to do anything that will destroy the relationship.
That's right.
You want the good for the relationship when you are committed. And so my way of showing my commitment is that I love you. I pour my love into this relationship. And a lot of times what happens, though, is we'll have somebody exert some behavior, and we'll equate their love in their behavior. Right? We'll equate their behavior with whether or not they love me or not, because that's all we have to go on. And many times, most of us have nothing to go on but looking at a person's behavior. Well, if they love me, they wouldn't do X, Y, and Z, like you just said. If they love me, he wouldn't have cheated on me. If he loved me, he wouldn't have did this. But guess what? Many times, the love that we're talking about is an infatuated love. It's not a love that's sustained on their commitment to you. And commitment pushes forth real love. Right. Listen, Jesus, the Father is committed to us. The Father is committed to loving us unconditional. So here's where the unconditional love kicks in, because I'm not committed to you on the basis of what you do for me, but I'm committed to you on the basis of what I've been commanded to do for you. Right. That's why in the vows we said, it says, do you take her a promise before God to love her, to love him, to do certain things, because now I'm making a commitment to do unto you.
Right. Yes.
Not whether or not you do it to me, but I'm doing it unto you. And so that's what I think those who are single, who are not married yet, have to look for. I'm not looking for the love of my life. I'm looking for the person I can commit to.
Yes.
Come on, single
For the
women.
rest of my
for
life.
the rest of my life. I'm talking to my single ladies. Can I commit to this person? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can commit to them, my love is going to be expressed through my commitment.
Right. And so now, as it goes on, I think you said now, my love will be expressed to my commitment. Then as it says in 1 Corinthians 13,
Come on.
love will be able to endure all things.
Right.
Love will be able to bear all things.
Right.
Love will be able to hope all things.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because your love has a committed. You have a you have a committed love.
Yes.
Oh God.
There you go.
You have a committed love.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
you know, and so because now, listen to these statistics.
Come on.
They said, they said 50% of marriages end in divorce.
That's right. It's higher now since we've been in this pandemic.
All right.
People are waiting to go to the divorce court since this pandemic hit.
So now if that's the case, where's the love?
Right. Right.
Where's the love? So if 50% of all marriages end in divorce, then it says 41% of marriages, first-time marriages, 41% end in divorce. First time being married.
Wow.
And then let me go a little further. Now, if you're a little bolder and you want to try the second time,
Come on.
it says 60%
Wow.
of marriages end in divorce the second time around.
Wow.
Now, hey, if some of y'all want to go for 3, hey.
Right.
But now, of course, you know, the higher you go, the higher the numbers increase.
Right.
Third time around, the statistic says it's 73% that all marriages end in divorce. So if that's the case, then did you love the first time?
Wow.
Did you love the second time?
Come on.
Did you love the third time? Obviously not.
Come on. Come on. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Because if you love and if you were committed, you would have been stay with the first one.
Absolutely.
That's why it says for richer or for poor or for better or for worse.
Yes, that's right.
That's when commitment has to kick in.
Yes. Yes.
So in other words, I have to be committed to you, which involves me loving you in the good times, in the
Right.
bad times,
Right.
when you make me upset,
Uh-huh.
when I'm mad at you.
Come on. Come on.
Huh?
Come on. Love. If you're gonna base the relationship only on love, and again, we're not saying you don't feel you won't love. We're not saying that love is not a part of it. But what we're saying is it's a misconception to think that love alone will keep you together.
Yes.
It's a misconception to think that love in and of itself is enough to keep you together. Because if you base it on love only, much of our love is not sustained on the right premises. It's not laid on the right foundation. Our love, most of the time, is laid on the foundation of what can you do for me.
That's
and
right.
what have you done for me lately. But it's not laid on the foundation of I'm going to love you irregardless. My love has no strings attached. My love is not unconditioned. My love is not based on how you look or don't look. My love ain't based on whether or not you gain weight or you don't. Come on. My love ain't whether or not your hair fall out or you get a big stomach. Come on. My love ain't based on nothing exterior. But my love is on the basis of what I'm my commitment to you. You know what I mean?
That's it.
You know, many of us can say, I love you. I love you by looking at, we got good friends and we say it all the time. Girl, I love you. What do we say when we get goodbye to people? We get ready to leave them. All right, love you. See you later. We use it really loosely.
Loosely, yes.
And that's why Pastor's saying you can love a lot of people, but you can only be committed to one. You can only fully be committed to one person where you absolutely are committed to remaining in relationship with this person and cultivating a love relationship. What do we do with God? We cultivate a love relationship with him. The Bible tells us that the only reason why we love him is because he first loved us. We didn't even know how to love him.
We didn't know the meaning of love.
Right. And so for us to even for a moment think that we can love outside of God is a trick of the enemy and a lie. The only way you can really say I love a person is that you understand that loving them has nothing to do with their behavior. And I don't know why I keep saying that, but I'm saying it over and over. Loving a person is not on the basis of their behavior.
Yes.
Because their behavior many times is going to be contrary, that will make you say, how can I stay in love with them? Right? But their love is not based on their behavior.
Yes.
It's based on the person. Do I love the person? Mm-hmm. Do I love who he is? Huh? We love God because of who God is.
Right.
Right? We love the Father because of who he is to us.
Right.
Right? But even if he doesn't do anything else for us, we love him.
Because of who he is.
Because of who he is.
Not what he does.
Right. And so I love my husband because of who he is, the person that he is, the kind man that he is. But even if he wasn't a kind man, he's still a lovable person. Come on. I love him because of him, who he is. And I've grown in love. Right? So your love grows. It cannot be based on feeling. If you base your love on feeling, it will turn on you.
Right, because if that's the case, I can say, well, you know what? I love you for this, and I love her for that.
Come on, sir.
And I love her for that.
Come on. Talk about it.
If it's just love.
Uh-huh.
But when we talk about commitment, I only can give myself to one person.
Come on. Wow.
That's
good.
commitment. You only can give yourself fully to one person.
Come on.
But you can love many people for different things.
So that's why even as a man, so talk about that for a minute, being a man and seeing different women and loving and seeing different women. Like you said, I can only be committed to one. Mm-hmm. So talk about that as a man, from a man's perspective, why that's so important.
Yeah, because a lot of times, women say, well, I thought he loved me. I thought, I was the only one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Why would he look this way? Why would he look this? Why is he entertaining her? I thought he loved me. Mm-hmm. No, he loved something about her.
Oh, that's good. Come on, talk, Pastor.
And so that's what's drawing. See, we're sight driven.
Come on. Come on.
And so, we can look at something and love what we're looking at.
Come on.
See, the thing is, even though we love it, that don't mean we're committed to it.
Ah, that's good.
We just love it for whatever it can do for us.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
See?
Wow. Y'all ladies getting that? Come on.
And so what happens is, women would say, I thought he loved me. Yeah, he loves you, but he loves somebody else for another reason.
Come on. Talk about
That's
it.
not right.
That's not right, y'all.
That's not right. But I'm just trying to help you to understand the thinking behind that from a man's standpoint.
Come on.
And so what we have to understand in marriage is you have to put the two together.
Come on.
You have to have the two together.
Come on.
And love, as crazy it may sound, it's not sustainable by itself.
Come on.
Because not our love. Because our love is based on feelings.
Yes. Flesh love.
Flesh love.
Come on.
That's that brotherly love. Phileo love. Feelings.
Come on. Come on. And that's where a lot of relationships remain.
Right.
In the phileo love, where we're just wandering around in how I feel today. Oh, he didn't make me feel good today, so I ain't loving him today. Right? Because we waddle around in that phileo love type of place, when that's not the place that God has called us to stay in as it relates to a marriage.
Right.
And that's why people break up and relationships don't stay or not sustained, because they stay in the phileo love way too long.
Right. And so if that's the case, then, something can happen. We can have a disagreement. And you can say something I don't like.
Absolutely.
Right.
Come on.
And then I can go outside and the opposite sex can say something that is appealing to my ear. Okay. And I can like what was said by another person.
Come on.
But if I'm committed, it won't have no bearing.
No effect.
No effect if I'm committed.
Come on.
Even though we had our disagreement.
Come on. Come on. That's
I'm
good.
still committed. Because what? For better or for worse.
Yes.
For richer or for poor. So no matter what somebody says on the outside, I'm still committed.